Hey guys, and welcome to my new movie review. For those of you who have just joined me and have just discovered my YouTube channel, I just want to give you this absolutely warm welcome. If you'd be so kind, then subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and leave a thumbs up on this review. Thanks so much for that, guys. I really appreciate it, and an absolutely warm welcome. It's so good to have you on my channel. Thank you for finding me. It's so good to have you here. Guys, I'm going to give you my review and my thoughts on Gunpower Milkshake. But before I do, guys, let's roll that intro. I'll give you the cast, the director, the synopsis, the year, and all the other good stuff that comes along, and then I'll give you my full thoughts and reviews straight after that. Let's roll that intro. First off, we have Karen Gillan, who plays the character of Sam. We also have Lena Headey, who plays the character of Scarlett. Also, Carla Gugino, who plays the character of Madeline. And last but definitely not least, Michelle Yeoh as Florence. And the director of Gunpowder Milkshake, we have Navit Patpishado. Action thriller adventure movie 2021. Rated MA 15+. Gunpowder Milkshake synopsis. 3 generations of women fight back against those who could take everything from them. 1 hour and 54 minutes long. So straight off the bat, guys, I want to say this about Gunpowder Milkshake. One thing that you will find more than anything that is very adamant, that very obvious, and the director very specifically made this very evident throughout this movie, is the fact that this movie is actually derived, it's actually taken from a lot, and I mean a bunch of other films, and I mean a absolutely slew. And the director specifically did not hide or shy away from the evidence of that. In fact, this movie is so unbelievably jam-packed, and I really mean that, guys, jam-packed with just references and sources from a million other movies. It is unbelievable. One specific movie that I personally kept finding myself realizing from this movie as it unfolded more and more is the simple fact, guys, that of Pulp Fiction. I saw a lot, especially the color palette and the way this movie was specifically filmed. Seriously, Pulp Fiction was a ginormous influence on this movie. Not in a negative way, obviously, because Pulp Fiction is literally a cult classic. And just before I go on, guys, I just want to give you guys the heads up. Anyone who has been following my channel will know this. But if you are new to my channel, I just want to let you know that I actually don't do spoilers. That's right, no spoilers in my movie reviews at all. Because in my personal opinion, guys, spoilers just aren't fair. And they just really take away from the wow factor of the movie itself, in my opinion, guys. So you won't get that from me. This movie is pretty extensive. And what I mean by that, guys, is in my personal opinion, the opening sequence, realistically, in my personal opinion, the opening sequences to maybe the first approximately 20 minutes of this film, guys, the way I felt it, it actually dragged. Like, I was waiting for this movie to pick up pace a little bit. It was really slow for me. In saying that, the further we get into this movie, guys, the action elements and just the sequences and the slowed down camera effect really had its way in this movie, and it really was really well executed. Now, one of the things in film, in my personal opinion, that I find that really needs, specifically in a storyline, that it needs to carry the movie forward to keep us as the audience member engaged, is the character chemistry. The character chemistry in a movie specifically like this is a really big deal, because if we as the audience members don't feel the characters' chemistry together as on screen, then it just doesn't work, as obviously it has to have an incredible storyline in order for it to flow. But if we don't believe the character's chemistry on camera set chemistry, then us as the audience member, we just don't buy what we're seeing in front of us. This movie has it well. It's not impeccable, but it draws us in to keep it going. Now, I have to say, there's some sequences in this movie that just, in no disrespect to the director to any degree at all, but it drops the ball significantly. Now, this is one of those movies that I saw it in cinemas today, but however, if you live in other countries, it is already on Netflix. Yes, it's already on Netflix. So if you want to go and check out this movie on Netflix, it's probably already streaming in your country. Wouldn't be surprised at all. However, I saw it in cinema because this movie in Australia isn't on Netflix. Well, I couldn't find it anywhere, so I saw it in cinema. It's not a masterclass film, and I really don't want to put this movie under the bus. I really don't, because there's sequences in this movie that are fantastic. And one of the things that I really want to mention to you guys, actually 3 things specifically that I really want to mention to you guys more than anything about this movie, guys, is the blood, the gore, and the violence in this movie is very adamant, evident, and extremely in your face. They don't shy away from it to any degree. In fact, one scene that I want to talk about just quickly, guys, that I found really, really just full on is actually the car park sequence. Those of you who've seen the film, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And those of you who are going to see the film, when you see the car park sequence, that's extreme. Not bad, just extreme. This movie really, really does take so much from other movies that when you watch it, you'll be like, hey, that's from that. And like I said, the director made it intentional to be like that. It's not bad. It's just very, very obvious that this movie, as I said at the beginning, is taken so much from other movies. The bad part about that element of this movie is, I'll say this, guys, and this is what it doesn't have because of the fact that it's taken so much from other movies. Does Gunpower Milkshake have in its core element, the essential thing in its DNA that needs it to be film, for us as an audience member to go back and rewatch it days, months, weeks, years later? And that's what I like to call, in my personal opinion, and for those of you who have been following my channel for any period of time, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, say it with me, guys. That's right. Rewatchability. Does Gunpower Milkshake have rewatchability in its core essential DNA? Guys, it really doesn't. Specifically because of the fact of how much it's taken from other movies. It's like I've seen it all before. In fact, Sam, who played by Karen Gillan, she's the main character that really drives this film forward. However, the surrounding cast elevate her. So, which is not bad. That's not a bad thing at all. But if they didn't, she wouldn't. I just don't feel that her character would have been escalated and elevated to what this movie really deserved to be, realistically, at the end of the day. This is an abomination of filmmaking to any degree at all, so don't go there. Don't get me wrong at all. But in saying that, it is one of those films that when you watch this film, I think that you'll feel the same way as me when I felt watching this. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I nodded off several times. I didn't want to, obviously, but I did. And it is what it is. All film is subjective, guys. You need to understand that. All film is subjective. You might see this film and think this is an absolute masterpiece. And it's, like I said, I'm not trying to throw this movie under the bus at all in any way, shape, or form. It really does just take so much from so many other movies. It's not even funny. I mean, ridiculously. And not that that's a bad thing. It just doesn't stand in its own DNA in film. But guys, before I wrap this movie review up, guys, for anyone who has been following my channel for any period of time, guys, you guys know that I love to give you guys trivia in my movie reviews, because in my personal opinion, guys, trivia in a movie review is just like icing on the cake. And oh, who doesn't love cake? Because I love cake. Guys, thanks for sticking around here. And now, just before I finish up this movie review, I'm going to give you some trivia. So guys, you know what time it is, guys. It's trivia time. There is an age difference of only 14 years between Lena Headey and Karen Gillan, who play mother and daughter. After a radio interview, Karen Gillan revealed her favorite treat is a milkshake. This is the second time Lena Headey has portrayed the mother of a main character played by a Marvel actress. The first was Florence Pugh in Fighting With My Family. Pugh plays Yelena Belova in the MCU, and Gillan plays... So there you have it, guys. There's a bit of trivia for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sticking around. You guys are amazing. I appreciate your time. Guys, don't forget who's bringing this movie review for Gunpower Milkshake. This is Superman Steve, appreciating you guys always and loving your time. Flying out!